Alright, here we are completed our rig for this dyno. Maybe we can add, if it's necessary, some details over here of rigging, but I think it's time just to see how our rigs reacts when we start to animate. So okay, I'll start from animating the legs. So okay, let's freeze first the mesh so we don't get confused picking controllers. Maybe let's hide bones, let's leave only controllers. Okay, I'm just going to create a simple walk or run animation, maybe very simple. So I'll create my first pose, something like that. Maybe when he going to hit the ground, maybe up, maybe a little bit up. Okay, our next pose, maybe just guessing like he's hitting the ground, his body starts to go down, his other leg starts to move by time, so it starts to go back, starts to go up, maybe he goes a little bit, what? I'm just going to delete. Okay, down a little bit. Okay, down a little bit over here. Okay, now he start to go up. This one goes over here, goes over here, maybe like that. Okay, now he hits the ground. Maybe I'll copy this key over here and this one over here. Maybe I'll copy again this key over here, goes back, goes forward, and maybe let's see our first pose. Okay, our first pose over here. Okay, maybe I'll select all the 3 controllers and make a copy of, to make a copy of the key, just hold shift and drag a key, hold shift and drag whenever you want. Okay, so let's see, like running up, up, down, down. Maybe over here is not much big, like it's over here, so up. Oh, sorry, I'm just only going to copy for this pelvis. Up, up, goes up, up. Maybe a little fast, but later we can change the timing. So for now I'm going to go in the front view and start creating like his legs hits the ground. Let's see. Okay, I leave that. Okay, follow here. This one maybe over here a little bit. Go over here. This one goes over here. And no, like this. Now he hits the ground. Like that. Like this. Like that. And like this maybe. Okay, I'll just copy as the same position. So right, let's see. Great. Okay, let's do some rotation of our controllers. Okay, I'll start with this one over here. Okay, like this one over here. Goes like that. Okay, like that. Hits the ground. Okay, this one over here. And this one over here, like that maybe. Okay. Let's do the same for this one over here, maybe like this a little bit. Okay. So you see that the rig works perfectly and very easy to animate and get, I'll just copy this key, get the deformation that we want. So maybe I'll go a little bit over here just to see how these controllers react. So maybe when it goes like that, I'll do something like this, come back, and for this one I'll also do something like that. Okay, like jumping in place. Okay, bam, bam, bam. Now I'm just going to do, sorry for a minute, my low battery there. So okay, now we'll see the power of our rig. Very simple, with little rotation we can create the deformation that we want. So for this one I want to be something like this. When it goes up like that, it goes over here like this. Right, when he hits the ground like that. Let's see, maybe, something like that. Okay, now let's divide. Like the mass of the body is pushing the force down and the fingers start to divide. See, something like that. Okay, something like that. Okay, so I'll just copy this one over here. Let's see, maybe we help a little bit over there. Alright, let's do the same for this one over here. Here's the ground. Let's divide. Fingers. Wow, there's a problem. Okay, we divided. Now it's time to, alright, let's see, just to get the feeling that they are very realistic, something like that. All right, let's see. All right, let's see now. For me it looks very good, you know, when they hit the ground, you know, they start to divide, something like that. Great. Okay, just to check the movement of controllers, for myself I use trajectories and see the path of the movement, and for me I always want to do something circular, you know, just to make something like circle, maybe up a little bit, you know, just to have something like circle, and this one too, maybe, you know, up. Now let's make, you know, like a curve. You don't want to do that because that kind of movement. Let's go up, you know, up. Great. Something like horse, but let's change, sorry, let's change a bit, maybe timing. If you don't know how to add this, you know, this track over here, just point the mouse cursor over here and right click, go to configure and select show selection range. Show selection range. Okay, let's see now. Wow. Maybe a little bit slower. Right, now you can create everything you want, but just for this DVD I'm just want to show you how you can do with the rig that we have created very fast and very simple. So, you know, with this, only these two controls, you can create such a amazing, you know, when he hits gather finger, hits the ground, divide, like something like that. Wow, I see some flickering over there. Why is that? Let's delete. Alright. Okay. Nice. Now what I want to do is maybe let's faster hitting the ground, maybe for a few keys or something like that, you know, like hitting the ground with the mass, something like that. Let's do the same over here. Great. Now I just want to position of the pelvis, rotation of that, you know, when he is upper, when his leg is up, his pelvis, you know, like go over here like that, and when the other leg is up, something like this, up, maybe let's copy it like that. All right, let's see. Okay, great. Now let's do something with this two over here. Alright, I'll just see. Now these two go other way, so something like that, something like that, you know, like the end is over here, I think, you know. Okay, maybe let's do something with those two over here. It looks straight, and maybe let's copy this one over here, you know, like very simple. Okay, let's see. Wow, maybe it's a little bit too slow. Let's faster a little bit. Wow, looks great, huh? Let's see the tail, how it moves. You know, before I started here, I forgot to tell you that I have changed the spring parameters over here, just not to be something like very flash, something like that. So you see, I've changed. Okay, let's change a little bit over here. Let's increase, maybe a little drag, just to see. Okay, you can work with numbers and then stop when you think that the results are very good for you. So C200, 2.2 maybe. Okay, so let's see what we have done with that. Great, like the force is pushing. Fine. Okay, maybe let's work a little bit. Okay, if you want to this pose to stay in your animation, you just have to uncheck the auto key button over here and create the pose that you want. Maybe I want him to look like this, maybe a little bit like that, like this, and the pose will follow and stay like you do or something. Okay, let's work a little bit with the mouth. Let's see, when it's up, maybe like that. When it goes down, alright, let's leave it like this. When it is the ground, it's close, and when it goes up, okay, when it goes up, starts to open, and when it comes down, something like that. Okay, just to create something like this. Maybe we can do the same with the body. You know, when he goes down a little bit, his body moves up, and then when we hit up. This body goes like this, like that a little bit, and like this a little bit, something like that. Maybe let's do something with the head. Sorry, let's do with these two. All right. Okay, so you see the possibilities of the rig that we have created and much more. So now it's time to be animated and okay, just kidding. Okay, maybe let's fast a little bit. Okay, fine. Now let's just copy these keys, maybe 200, copy this too. Okay, and if you want, let's create a line over here and let's link these controllers so we can control the whole rig. Create a simple spline over here. You know, like we want him to go like this. Alright. Alright. Something like that. And let's tell that controller to path constraint through the spline. And we have created maybe a simple, okay, let's tell him to not loop and follow the tangency, all that spline maybe, let's see. Wow. Okay, so we have to work with the time. Okay, let's just maybe it's too fast. It's too fast. Okay. So we have created like jumping, yeah, very cool dyno. Okay, here I've created a cycle test, something like that. Let's see. Right, how he moves. Okay, so that's all for this DVD. I hope you learned something and maybe you can use this kind of style of rigging in your works and get a great results. So maybe if this DVD works, I'll make another DVD in unwrapping and texturing, sculpting in Mudbox, how to import in 3D Studio Max, apply to this wonderful model rig also, maybe a little bit of rendering, and who knows, maybe we can get a good result. So that's all from me. I hope you learned what you was expecting. So goodbye from me.